For your Halloween yard display, do you want to make something that will really catch people's eye? Something that will leave them wondering, how did they do that? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that with a prop called the Flying Crank Ghost. The Flying Crank Ghost is a fun and easy project that should be a staple prop for all beginning hunters. It's fun for all ages and looks great in any graveyard or haunted house display. Okay, so first things first. The supplies you'll need for this project are a styrofoam skull or styrofoam wig head, whichever you prefer, wire coat hangers, cheesecloth, Rite whitewash laundry treatment, fluorescent black light, not a light bulb black light, 2 2x4s longer than 60 inches, flat black spray paint, 50-pound fishing line, windshield wiper motor or fright prop motor, flat aluminium stock 1/8 inch thick by 1 inch wide by 15 inches long, 3 eye bolts, 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch long bolt, 3 1/2 inch nuts, 1 washer with an 1.5 inch outside diameter and a 1/2 inch inside diameter, and 1 washer with a 2 inch outside diameter and a 1/2 inch inside diameter. Step 1. Get a bucket or container of some sort and fill it with approximately 6 to 8 gallons of water. Next, take your Rite whitewash and pour the contents into the bucket. Make sure you stir thoroughly until all the little grains are dissolved. Open your cheesecloth and unfold it completely, then submerge it into your mixture. Let it soak there for a few hours, the longer the better. Once you've taken out the cheesecloth, squeeze all the solution out and hang it somewhere to dry. The reason for this step is to make the cheesecloth fluorescent. Before this step, the cheesecloth would barely glow under the black light. As you can see, the Rite whitewash has changed that quite a bit. Step 2. Take one of your wire coat hangers and straighten out the hook. Then flatten the bottom of the coat hanger. This will create 2 loops on either side. Bend these loops down. This will be the ghost's body. On the other 4 coat hangers, cut the wire about 1.5 inches up from where it curves up from the bottom on both sides. Now on 2 of those pieces, bend one end to a closed loop and the other to a hook. And on the other 2 pieces, bend both ends to hook shapes. Take 1 double hooked wire and 1 hooked and looped wire, thread the hook through the loop and bend it closed. Repeat this step twice. These will be your ghost's arms. Then you're going to attach the arms to the body using the same method. Now you have your skeleton of the ghost. Take the skeleton apart and take the pieces outside or in a well-ventilated area. Get your can of spray paint out, shake it really well, and paint all the pieces. Once they dry, turn them over and paint the other side. The last part to this step is adding your head. Insert the neck of your body into the middle of your skull. About 1 inch of the neck should poke out. Take your pliers and bend this excess down back into the skull, creating another loop. Step 3. Take one of your 2x4s and cut it to 60 inches long. I'm using a chop saw, but you can just use a handsaw for this step. It doesn't need to be a precise cut. Take another 2x4 and cut it to 50 inches long. After your 2x4s are cut, take them outside or in a well-ventilated area, shake your spray paint thoroughly, and paint the boards. Make sure to flip them over and get the other sides once it's dry. Once those are dry, find the center point of the 60-inch long 2x4, place that point on top of the 50-inch 2x4, making a T shape. Then attach the boards together with 3 screws. Make sure to pre-drill, you don't want to split the wood. Step 4. Take your aluminum flat stock and mark it off at 14 inches. If you can find flat stock already cut at 14 inches, or the store you bought it at can cut it for you, you don't need to do this. Clamp your stock to a sturdy table. Take a hacksaw and slowly cut the stock at the marked line. Again, this cut doesn't need to be precise. Once your piece is cut, sand the edges off with sandpaper to remove the sharp edges. Okay, now clamp your stock to the table again. You're going to drill 2 holes on either side of the stock. One hole needs to be large enough for your motor shaft to fit through, and the other hole needs to be a 1/2 inch big for your bolt to fit through. Start drilling with a smaller bit and work your way up to the appropriate size. This makes it easier to drill through and less likely for your bit to break. Now take your washer with the 2-inch outside diameter and drill 3 evenly spaced holes big enough for your fishing line to fit through. Step 5. Take your bolt and slide the washer over it. Then put your second washer on, followed by 2 nuts. The purpose of the 2 washers and nuts is to create a small amount of space, just enough for the washer to spin freely. This may take some finessing, as you do not want it to have any friction and not move freely, but you don't want it so loose that the washer wobbles. Then put your bolt through the aluminum stock and tighten it on with another bolt. Slide the hole on the other end of the stock over the shaft of your motor and tighten it on with the nut it came with. Okay, now you're going to attach your motor to the wooden frame at the end of the T-shape. To do this, I just used some zip ties. The ones I had weren't big enough to reach all the way around, so to make them reach, I connected 2 zip ties just at the end, doubling the size. Alright, screw 3 eye bolts into the top part of the T-frame, one in the middle, one on the right, and one on the left side, all facing the same way. A trick for screwing your eye bolts in easily is to take an Allen wrench, one that will fit inside the eye of your eye bolt, and clamp it into your drill. Start screwing the eye bolt in by hand, enough for the bolt to stay in on its own. Then slide the Allen wrench into the eye of the eye bolt and slowly drill them in. Step 6. Take your fishing line and lead it through the middle eye bolt and tie it to one of the holes on the washer. Do this step with the other 2 eye bolts and holes, making sure the line through the middle eye bolt is connected to the middle hole on the washer, the line through the right eye bolt is connected to the hole on the right side of the washer, and the line through the left eye bolt is connected to the hole on the left side of the washer. Do this so your line doesn't get caught and tangled up when the motor spins. Make sure when you cut the fishing line you're leaving plenty of slack so you can adjust the lengths when you're fitting your ghost. Okay, now take your T-frame and hang it from the ceiling or frame or however you're getting your T-frame to suspend off the ground. You're going to want your motor and eye bolts pointing down, not up. Grab your ghost skeleton and thread the middle fishing line through the loop on the skull's head. Plug your motor in and unplug it when the skull raises to the highest point it will reach. This will ensure you do not tie the skeleton too high up the line and cause a jam up when you turn the motor on for the first time. Now connect the arms in a way that looks good to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this as long as it doesn't jam up the motor. It's all up to your ghost, scene setup, and personal preference. Once you've got a position to your liking, cut the excess fishing line off. Alright, now it's time for the last and final step, sheeting the ghost. Take your cheesecloth and drape it over the ghost. This whole step is personal preference. The only thing you need to be careful of is making sure the cheesecloth doesn't interfere with the joints of the ghost. You can use glue to attach the cheesecloth to the top of the skull and around it where you think it looks good. I use clear Elmer's glue. Attach the ends by poking the cloth through the loops where the hands of the ghost are. To attach more layers of cheesecloth, you can use fishing line or small white zip ties to tie the cloth to the wire frame of the ghost. That's it, you're done. Just turn on the black light, hit the lights, and amaze your trick-or-treaters all night long with your amazing flying crank ghost. I hope you found this tutorial fun and educational. Feel free to experiment with the motor speed, ghost, length of the motor shaft, and whatever else you'd like. Share your flying crank ghost in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a happy Halloween.